Welcome, Amakhosi Network. Welcome to the channel. Now that the dust has settled and we now, we are sober from our 3-0 victory, we can start talking about Kaizer Chiefs and how we want to, what we saw from the game, the good and the bad, and what we want to see going forward. But before we get into that, please like, comment, and subscribe. Maybe let me kick it off with some bad things. There's that patch in the first half when Stellies was basically one man down, and they just started dominating the chances, dominating their game. They were having corners for days, throw-ins for days. Our players were panicking. When we would get the ball, we would just give it back to Stellies unprovoked. It wasn't even that Stellies was marking us. It was just that we were just not using the ball properly, giving Stellies too much respect, it was that. I think someone even mentioned it, I think in the comments somewhere, where they said, Guti, the moment Peterson sat down and faked that injury, it was the first moment we could be like, hey, this attack was too much. Because, Titus was hitting the pole, Sanele Banz was hitting corners, free kicks, and it was too much. But the positive is that and what led to that was a lot of things. First thing was midfield composition. We almost played like how Pirates played in our midfield. We just didn't have a person who is responsible for stabilizing the midfield. We had ball players, but the ball players kind of like lost some of their main jobs, and their main jobs was also covering the fullbacks. Main jobs is covering spaces. We just didn't have that, and that's what was part of the cause of the problem, which is why Stellies was overpowering us on sides. Like, for example, there came a point where they started overloading Monyane's side because they saw Duba was not disciplined. Basically, Duba's not disciplined. Monyane was going up a lot of times. And because of that, they started overloading that side with Titus, De Jong, etc. And Duba and Lilepo, I think I have to highlight, they were part of the why we struggled against Stellies. And the reason why we struggled against Stellies was because Duba and Lilepo also weren't doing their jobs properly. Meaning that they left too many players to expose our left back and right back. It was just too easy. The ball was... That's the thing I always try to say, Guti. When I watch Chiefs, sometimes I know when we're starting to build the right thing. It's when teams don't access our back line as easy as what I saw against Stellies. Stellies had no issue being one-on-one with Monyane and had no issue being one-on-one with Cross and having a lot of space and being able to do cutbacks and stuff. And that was part of the problem. We gave them too much space and on the wings, and we just gave them too much space. Like, there were moments, it's like, for example, Hlongwane and Dushabalala, they never allowed Sage Stevens to rest. Sage Stevens didn't take time to build up from the back. No, because Hlongwane and Dushabalala would take turns forcing Sage Stevens to kick the ball long. So Sage Stevens didn't have a chance to pass his players like from the back, and they build up, etc. All of his chances, he had to kick them because Hlongwane kept pressing this guy so much that the guy just, like, he accepted good, he's just going to hit long balls. And that played into our favor because the Stellenbosch kind of had to then play for the second ball with Chiefs, and sometimes it fell to Chiefs, sometimes it fell to Stellenbosch. But that was a good thing that Mdu and Hlongwane were doing in the first half. But the thing is that Duba and Lilepo, they weren't doing that, and the ball was just going past them and going to our defenders, which made it a bit difficult for us. And even when we did get the ball, we were just not using it the right way, especially in the midfield. The ball just didn't take away pressure. Like, our midfield didn't make passes that took away pressure. Our midfield was losing the ball, trying to play tiki-taka, doing things that were unnecessary on the ball. And so that's what hurt us. But in the second half, they corrected that by basically adding Mtetwa. Mtetwa started breaking down, started covering the right back and the left back. You would see Mtetwa There was a ball where he would always just be hassling these guys. These guys just didn't have the freedom, which is the role that he played. And that was a good moment for us. And that's part of the good. And that's the thing about us now, is that a big question that Kaizer Chiefs fans are asking is, why is Serino on the bench? I don't know why, but like, Serino comes on and he does the things. I don't know if it's them planning for his age. The season is long. So because the season is long, you kind of can't play Serino as if he's like a young player. You have to like manage him. But a part of me feels like, wouldn't it be better to manage Serino by making him start and then coming off early than to make him finish games? Because sometimes coming on, I'd rather him decide a game in the first half than trying to decide a game in the second half. In the second half, we don't really need deciding, we just need consolidation. But in the first half, if he can give us 2 good assists and we can get two goals or in the first half, then we can figure out a way to play without him in the second half. But in the second half, we don't want to see things where we get to the second half and you want to put in Serino because now we are a goal down or 2 goals down. Now you want to make a plan, and it's like, no, just let Serino get us those goals. Ndlovu, I don't know why Ndlovu isn't getting to his fitness. Is it a thing that he doesn't understand Nabi's system yet? I don't know what the case may be. But one thing I'll say about Ndlovu is that big ups to him in his small cameo. Another thing, before I even finish it, because I want to do quick player ratings. Before I get to the player ratings, Velebayi is a free agent, and that means that he's going to be a Chiefs player. So Cape Town Spurs lost their verdict. We're just waiting for the announcement that Luke Batman, but Luke Batman has the same circumstances as Velebayi. The only difference is that they have different representatives, agents, etc. So that's why it's separate cases. So I feel like they're in the same position. So I'm really praying that Luke Batman also becomes a free agent and joins us, because he will help our striking department, because that boy is he's ready. There's no doubt he's ready to be a striker. So welcome Velebayi to Kaizer Chiefs. Welcome. Let me get to quick player ratings. Peterson, 8 out of 10 performance. 8 out of 10. I like what he did. The only thing I would like Peterson to do is, when you have the ball at the back, either in your hands or they've passed you 2 feet, you also have the job of making sure you pass the right person the ball. Don't pass the person who's under pressure. Just make sure you pass the person who's not under pressure, under the least amount of pressure, just so we can advance the ball better. Because if you pass the player under pressure, the ball will end up coming back to you, and that's not what we want. We don't want to turn over the ball. Left back, Cross, I'm going to give a 6.5. Solid performance. He defended really well. He moved the ball forward really well. I can't really fault Cross for what he did. He assisted going forward. Even sometimes that was a worrying factor for me. Aiden McCarthy, let me just say, Cross 7, Aiden 7 to 8, wherever you want to put him, 7 to 8. Miguel, I'll give a 6.5. Monyani, I'll give a 7. Then Ungobo, brilliant free kick, I'm going to give a 6.5, because apart from the goal, there's a lot of things that just didn't come right for him there. Kele, I'm just going to give a 6 to 6.5. We saw him in patches, not all the time. That was Kele. Ndushabala, I'm going to give a 7. Constant threat, constant problem. He was a real menace to the defenders. Lilepo, I'm going to give a 6 to 6.5. Yes, he scored a penalty, but he just decision making wasn't right. Duba, going to be the worst rating, 5.5. Missed chances, was not disciplined. Duba is just not there. Hlongwane, I'm going to give a 6 to 6.5. With the little that he can do, he did what he could. He helped us in pressing. He got one good chance. Angle was difficult, but he made sure he gets a touch on it. So that's what I'm going to give. The bench players, I'm not going to give too much of a rating. Maybe I'll give him Tetwa a 7. because he really did well. Mfundo Vilakazi, solid mention. Well done to him for coming in and also changing the game. Serino coming in and changing the game, etc. So well done to the players who came on. What I think must happen for Polokwane is we need to fix the midfield. And because Modi is back, we have to also figure out moving Uduba from right wing. So Duba can go back to his striking position. Lilepo can go to the right wing position. Modi on the left wing. Maybe Serino in the first half as our number 10. That's how I feel what do I think we need to do with Polokwane, or even if Mdu Shabalala is our number 10. But I feel at this point I'd prefer Serino to start as our number 10. Have Modi on the left, have Lilepo on the right, have Duba in the middle. I think that will be good. That's just how I'd like to see us play. In the midfield, the Tele and Ngobo position combination is not working. It lacks bite, so that one is definitely not working. So Ucele and Ngobo, I wouldn't start them at the same time. I would prefer one of them being, so for example, Cele only is able to give us 65 minutes. I don't mind Ngobo coming in for Cele, or if you are going to play Ngobo and Cele, you kind of have to play like Undlovu or Mtetwa as a 6. Like have someone who is going to be the actual number 6 and destroyer there to protect the back, to protect us in the defensive parts of the game. So so maybe it starts. I don't know why they're not starting on Ndlovu, but I'd like to see Ndlovu start with Cele. That is a combination I've been waiting to see. So have Cele, Ndlovu, and Serino. That's a combination I'd like to see. Cele, Ndlovu, Mdu Shabalala. Maybe Cele, Ndlovu, Nkosimpile Ngobo playing more closer to an 8 transition 10. That's more of the things I'd like to see. But other than that, welcome Velebayi. We are so excited to have you in the team. I think he's going to be more of competition for Umodi than he is going to be for Lilepo. Chiefs still needs to resolve finding someone to play that right wing, and we haven't really found a right winger who's taken that position and made it their own, because Lilepo is now playing on basically both wings. But we just need another challenge on that right wing. Amakhosi.